Hi SwitchUp family, and welcome back to the channel. Thanks to all of you who are our new subscribers and to the Patreons who support us every single month. Now, for those of you that have been watching the channel long enough, you'll know what a massive deal it is that this video has been sponsored by Greenlight Games. We're going to tell you everything you need to know about Tabletop Racing World Tour Nitro Edition on the Nintendo Switch and all of its new features. All the links that you'll need for the game are going to be in the description. Also, just to make it a little bit more interesting, at the end of this video, we'll be having a head-to-head battle, Glen versus me, to see who is the current SwitchUp champ. But to add some spice, you guys are going to decide what the forfeit's gonna be. This is gonna end badly, isn't it? I see a fish-based review coming on. Obviously, we would never review a game for a sponsored video, but with all the new features and online modes now available on the Switch version, it's always nice to highlight what that version does that others might not. So, what's it got to offer? Let's find out. The first thing you're going to want to know is how many cars are there, and there are 16. If you remember Micro Machines from back in the day, then the look of the vehicles will be like a homecoming for you. Although a slightly more zoomed in style, there are 16 on offer, with the real kicker being the ability to tweak and tune these by buying and installing different parts. Winning races and collecting coins will net you a ton of these to spend on upgrades. The vehicles have different statistics, most are quite easy to control, but there'll be others that have improved drift ability, obviously makes drifting easier, and those that control like they're stuck to the road with glue. But all of that is pointless if you've got nowhere to race, and this is where tabletop racing feels most like those Micro Machines greats. You have a whopping 32 different track layouts spread over 8 locations. Next up, we've got online multiplayer. There's 8-player competitive online mode. It's pretty much an absolute must feature for any racer. We had a couple come up recently that didn't have the online, and it was sorely lacking. Something worth noting with tabletop racing is that you and a friend can jump online together to face off against people who, let's be honest, are probably going to wreck you if you're anything like me in the first few rounds. But after my 76th loss and lots of practice before this big face-off with Glen, I realised where the accelerate button is and I'm golden. You can also take your tricked out cars online, which is a nice touch. Just avoid any players called FGX Raven. That guy, one of our subscribers, is absolutely ridiculous at Mario Kart. If you're in need of a few extras online, then bots are available to fill the ranks and make you at least feel like you're not the worst racer to ever grace the planet. I do actually try my hardest, honestly, it's ridiculous. Split screen off and online is the next big feature. As the name suggests, this lets you have it out with a partner in split screen battles, using power-ups and various abilities to permanently remove the competition. Here you can also add bots. It's nice having this in there, particularly with having young kids, and not just because it meant that, you know, I've got a few wins in. That's an added bonus. You'll have the option of a good number of stages to battle it out with multiple twists and turns. And once unlocked, all 32 can be played in this mode. As mentioned, you can also take your friend online, just like another well-known kart racer, which is a nice touch, with the aforementioned option to pad out the ranks with bots if you need to. A campaign mode is also here, and it is more than 30 hours long. Most racers give you a few different cups to take part in, but having this much content is quite rare. There are over 130 events to bash through. You progress by selecting different race types, which eventually lead you to the grand finale. Here you'll race 3 or 4 consecutive battles before getting a final position and hopefully a golden trophy, which is going to net you a ton of cash. Now, as you probably noticed, each of the races is given a star rating based on your finishing position, but you aren't punished for repeating stages with a more powerful car. There's nothing more annoying in a game where you level up or you power up or whatever it is, and then you go back to the first stage and it's leveled with you, and you think, what the heck was the point of that? On the contrary though, here you're encouraged to do so. So taking that high-powered car back, obviously you're going to wreck everyone, but you know, you get to feel like you've actually achieved something. Now that's pretty much it for this video. All that's left is to face off against Glen. Now I have had way more practice than him, so we'll have a few warm-up rounds or two, but I think there needs to be some form of consequence for the loser. If you're interested in the game, then please do check out the links in the description and also in the top comment. Hopefully you've got a good idea of what it offers. Also, that Yo Sushi stage is pretty sweet, if not making me a little bit hungry. Let us know down in the comments what forfeit the loser will have to undertake, and a big thanks to Greenlight Games for sponsoring this video. I can't believe I'm even saying those words. So after an initial round to let Glen warm up, unfortunately he absolutely wrecked me, which obviously meant that it needed to be the best out of 3. So then we did another race, and in the second round things went much better for me. I used a car that I had a little bit of practice in, just don't tell Glen. And then it was one apiece, so we decided to go for the best out of 3. I think I won this next race, at which point we decided to go for the best out of 5, because once again I might have chosen a track that potentially favoured me, but that's fine. I knew at this point, having beaten Glen 2-1, that best out of 5 was going to be an absolute sure in for me, and we went on to the next round. Now, it was a little bit slippery and my car had a few issues. I think something was wrong with it. It just went off the track all the time. I'm pretty sure Glen must have made a tweak to it. So then it was 2 apiece, which once again was fine because I knew that, you know, I've done 10-15 hours of this game over the last few days. He's not gonna beat me. So here we have the final round. Let's see what happens. Now, as you can see, something's gone wrong. It's a complete stitch up. I'm pretty sure Glen might have bought the game a couple of days ago and been practicing. Glen, what victory speech is it? Yeah, I thought so.
So Mark turned up at mine, having stuck 10 or so hours into this game, upgraded his car to level 13 and all the rest of it. Victory speech pretty much written and already in his pocket, you know the drill. Basing this all on the fact that once in a stream he beat me at Super Meat Boy. Now he thinks he's king of the road. But at the end of the day, my superior driving skills led me to a 3-2 victory and led to him walking home, tail firmly between his legs. I just want to dedicate this victory to my family and of course all of our subscribers. I'll post a picture of the trophy I receive on the site as soon as I get it. I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure Mark wouldn't forget to be gracious in defeat. And until next time, of course, happy gaming.
For all things Switch, all the time, let me just put it out there, I'm not reviewing a mermaid-based game. Keep it Switch up. Cheers, guys. See ya.